an article in the Washington Post that was picked up by the LA Times. CEOs' median incomes have reached a record $15.7 million. And here's the crazy thing. And I'm going to read through some of the excerpts in this article from the Washington Post. No mention of wealth inequities in this country. No mention of 50 million people living in poverty. No mention of teachers having to go on strike just to get wages and pay increases. No mention of the gig economy. No mention of people not having good health care and having to crowdfund surgeries. No mention of that in the Washington Post article. It's weird. It's just a celebration of CEOs. It's unbelievable. This report, released Wednesday by executive compensation and governance research firm Equilar, examines pay of the 100 largest public companies by revenue and comes in advance of broader CEO pay rankings that typically arrive later in the spring, and analyze the companies by the entire Standard & Poor's, right? Although the 5% median pay increase for CEOs was slightly lower than the prior year's 6% rise. Oh, man. They only got a 5% raise instead of a 6% raise. The median CEO pay package was valued at $15.7 million, the first time it notched above 2016's previous high of $15 million. But somehow we can't find the money to pay $15 an hour minimum wage. We can't give our employees health benefits. People that work at big companies like Amazon and all Uber and all these other companies, they don't have health care. They have to get food stamps. But the CEOs are on the rise. Perfect. Perfect. I don't see any problems with America. For the 100 largest companies, the ratios tend to be far higher than the broader market, with a median of 235 to 1 compared to 72 for 1 for companies with Russell. Blah, 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 assholes. The highest paid CEO in this year's study is Broadcom's Hock Tan, who has been in the news after President Trump blocked the company's $117 billion bid for Qualcomm. Oh, man, this is, yeah. He gets $93 million a year. CEO Brian Duppernault of American International Group gets $42.8 million. Oracle CEO Mark Hurd and Safa Katz get a little more than $40 million each. Walt Disney CEO Robert Iger, $36 million. And according to, let's see, the lowest paid CEO is Warren Buffett, who receives his $100,000 a year salary, the same he has for the last 25 years. No bonus or stocks, but Berkshire also provided security services for Buffett that cost $375,000. Yeah, he gets paid elsewhere. No mention of the inequities, no mention of all the politicians and all the CEOs that have lobbied to keep minimum wage low. No mention of that here in the business section of the Washington Times that's now in the business section of the LA Times. No, nothing. See? Capitalism works, guys. Just work harder. You just didn't work hard enough. That's why you're not making $16 million a year. You didn't work hard enough. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps, I think is what this is telling us. It's just fantastic to watch this. You know, it's just stocks are on the rise. I haven't heard of any CEO layoffs. I haven't heard of any CEO pay cuts. No, they keep getting raises. They keep giving themselves raises. The 1% keep getting more. The wealth inequity is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's why anything that goes against the capitalism, any socialism talk, right? They're going to try to connect socialism to evil Russia that's starting the war in Syria and hacked our elections just to keep the capitalist machine going. It's unreal. And Warren Buffett's no hero because he takes $100,000 a year. He gets paid elsewhere. Is he get $100,000 a year because he gives so much money away to his employees, because he just goes into the poorest communities and just I'm going to spend $1 billion and just bring this entire community out of poverty, give everybody jobs, not gentrify it, give everybody college education. Is that why Warren Buffett only gets $100,000 a year? No, no, no. Any of these people could change thousands and millions of people's lives for the better. They could go down in history as the most philanthropic, most generous. That's what America could be. We could be this benevolent superpower that just helps people. We wake up every morning and help. But here's the thing in America. We've been taught by the corporate state to be selfish. Get up, just think of you, don't help anybody else out, get yours, I gotta get mine, right? That's the attitude, I gotta get mine. We are distracted, we're not allowed to have any feelings. If you feel sad, take a pill, be happy, get over it, could be worse. Don't feel our emotions. Get drunk, get high, whatever. Don't deal with anything. Don't deal with it. You're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to have a fancy car. You're supposed to have a beautiful relationship and post it all on social media telling everybody how great your life is. That's what you're supposed to do. No one's allowed to go, man, this is hard. No one's, it's like, and there's no help from the 1%. The 1% want to ride your back to another 6 or 7 or 8-figure pay raise. Breaking records. 60% of the country doesn't have $1,000 in savings. Do you know what you could do? You took $100 million and just spread it out to the bottom half of just this country, what that would do for the economy. Actually, if you're a big capitalist, it would help the economy. Put all that money into the economy. I mean, look what that would do. I remember talking to an accountant after Obama did $700 billion bailout and Bush did $700 billion, so $1.4 trillion. He said, you could have taken that money and given every person who's working, everybody 18 years up, and you could have given everyone in the country $70,000. Right? I heard another economist speak who said, if you went to everybody that's working at a company where there's a 65 is the retirement age, right? Everyone who's like 50 to 55 and paid them $1 million to retire. So you'd open up all these jobs. And with that $1 million, you had to do 2 things. You had to buy a new car and you had to buy a house. If you would have done that, you would have solved because remember, there was a car, no one was buying cars, right? We had to bail out Detroit. Obama had to do that. And this economist said, if you would have done that to everyone in America, the mortgage crisis would have ended, the car loan crisis, and then you would have freed up all these jobs. But they don't want that, man. They don't want to help everybody. They just want to keep giving themselves bonuses. They're just like begging for like a complete revolution. But they don't think anyone's going to do anything. The thing they forget is if people can't pay their bills, then they get desperate. That's what happened in the 30s, in the 20s and 30s because of the Depression. You had millions of people out of work in soup lines. So I don't know. I don't know how these people look themselves in the mirror, how they don't want to help. I mean, I'm sure they're like, well, I give to charity. And they give to charity because it's a tax break and they go to some big charity function, and I'm sure some of their charity money actually helps people, but they could just give away so much of their wealth, still live the most pampered, luxurious lives on the planet, and they could help so many people, but they don't want to do it. So way to go, CEOs. It's great. Thanks for watching the show. Please subscribe. They are unsubscribing you. And like and share these videos. And if you can, go to the Patreon page. You can support the show for as little as $1 a month. Thank you.